But yeah, refresh. We're talking about moments now, and I'm about to go to the moment I want to talk about first. Because did you guys see the video I made with talking about the Urek clash being the worst moment in Tower of God?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
slight hyperbole, just because like I think there's other moments that are equally as bad, but this is one of the moments that the more I progress through the series, the worse it is. Especially like I'm looking at it in a hindsight.
A little something like eeny, meeny, right from the beginning. Smoke a little pack, but the pack never timid. Church, but I'm seeing it. Curse when I'm winning. She need a new back. When it's back, I'ma bend it. Slap up some guinea. Ask me to hit it. Watch a nigga black super yak, I'ma quit it. Swerve in the Benzie. Perfume is Fendi. Bobbin' move fast, real fast like I'm Ricky. That's cause I'm pretty. Came from the dirt. Shovel up a nigga can't handle the work. Ooh, y'all, swing with it first. Young white girl like a ram.
In the moment, it didn't bother me. I was very transparent about that. When I first saw it happen, I was like, oh my god, like that's crazy. But it's like the further down you go in the story and you see the progression of Bam, you understand how powerful Urek is. You see Bam struggle to crack Kallavan. He can only kind of crack him when there's already a crack in him made by friggin' Hajin Sung. And then like, bro, I don't care if he singed one leg hair on Urek's body. That's a big ass feat. That's crazy. It just and it's not lost on me that he's not trying. I hate how people are like, well, I don't think he's trying. I'm like, you thought he was trying?
But my thing is, what does that mean? Like, what
No,
does not
that doesn't change my problem with the scene. That's what they didn't get. I don't care that he's not trying. How did he wound
no,
him?
no, no. Yeah, no, no, no. But my thing is, not trying is more is as far as he wasn't trying to kill Bam. What does that have to do with his defense capabilities?
Yeah, he. I
That
was gonna
fight,
say,
that
does he
moment.
literally take his like a berry? Like it's sorry. Don't forget we're
No,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
Glam. It's like me
Yeah.
being Kryptonian under the yellow sun, and I'm just like, I'm taking away my. I don't. How do you can't do that? I'm as strong as how strong as I am. Unless I'm holding
Yeah,
kryptonite in my
exactly. For
hand.
for defense, that doesn't make sense. For offense, yeah, we know. Offense, he wasn't trying to kill him. But
Yeah.
for defense, that has never been a rule. Like, it'd be one thing where he just like, oh, you know what? Bam, throw your strongest attack at me, and I'm gonna just stand here and let it hit me.
Hmm.
And if he somehow got scratched by that, well, it would still be silly, but at least it would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. They were clashing, and within the clash, he got scratched a little bit.
That moment
And
to
it
me is what sets the precedent for all the bad shit that happens later on in the series and allows him to have like a little excuses why it can happen. Because that is the beginning of, oh, it's an irregular, therefore he breaks the rule bullshit in the story. Because we had known that he could do certain things, but when you're in, because it's orders of magnitude worse because he's an irregular, not applying rules to another irregular. That's
yeah,
the other issue too.
yeah, that's the yeah. Because if he did, like, let's say that's not Yurik in that example. Let's just say that's a ranker,
It's
and he
still bad,
scratches him,
but
but
not
it
as
works. But but it works though. Yeah, it's still bad, but you can get away with it there.
Hmm.
But another irregular, especially how strong Yurik is
and
supposed to
also
be.
specifically which irregular it is too is another thing. Because Yurik
Four.
came into the tower stupid broken.
A lot of people say that. I don't know why, but he was still strong. At the very
Yeah.
least, stronger than Bam at least. Oh no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine if you go back in time and change perspectives. New emotes, yes sir. Came with God. Tower also chose them. We know that because GOG only trained those people. If we dial back to regulars fighting without Bam, I have a single problem. Honestly, I didn't even think a high ranker could scratch a record if he's not trying. Such focus on the why of a fly as opposed to the who. Did Rachel meet the Guardians? Because that's a weird metric to use. Oh, he's gonna look at Calvin and go, "What was that? A jab?" Hey, that wasn't. Since she wasn't chosen, she wasn't even allowed to climb until you met her, until you let her. Did the Guardians make a specific point to say, "I don't care if you came out the tower, or you be chosen with a tower"? Will this scene be more acceptable if the Thorn did the damage? Nope,
No,
it wouldn't. Now I know what.
because here's my thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, just real quick. I'm just saying because here's my thing, right? If they were worried about Bam, because this is when it started seeming silly to me. If you were worried about Bam getting one shot or getting taken out by Karaka, and then Yurik beat Karaka with 1% of his power in a finger, how did Bam scratch him? All right, continue.
Yeah, it's one of those things where too like I understand that power scaling to this degree and stuff is not supposed to be looked at under this level of scrutiny. I understand that, but there's just so much things that happen after that make no sense to me. I actually would be okay if this happened literally right now. And
Yeah,
Bam's whatever
facts.
mode and full power. But I'm saying literally the same thing. I mean the exact same result. A nick. Not even like a nick. That's it. A little bit of blood draw. I would be okay with that right in this moment. And that's still I don't want him to actually have a legitimate scratch or like I want it to be the exact same nick that he got. Cause um Urek said that whatever Bam did, Urek perceived it. He said that wasn't just for defense and smiled and walked away. Now, I don't know if for some reason Urek's body isn't as strong as like a Kallavan or something. I highly, highly doubt that. So we can't really use the caveat that it's really because Kallavan's body is stronger. It's harder to break through him. I really don't believe that for a second. And sometimes people say that Bam has a weak body. I think you could say maybe weak in comparison to some irregulars we saw, but he does not have a weak body in the totality of the tower. That nigga is sturdy and extremely Shinsu resistant. So let's cut that up. we're not doing that. Hold on real quick. This fair for me. Other worst moment. I'll get to other worst moments after, but again, when I first saw this, I was fine, but as I continued in hindsight, I looked at it and go, "This is stupid. This makes sense." And like you said, it's the defense thing that bothers me. It's like unless somebody could willingly show me an instance that someone says, "I am weakening my defenses," so that attacks that would not normally hurt me can now hurt me, which means Bam somehow admitted enough power with whatever he did to nick him there. You go, okay, we understand the point of this scene is to show Bam will be on this level someday. Cause not even 1,000 rankers could have heard a wreck. And then you see what he did in the floor of death, and you go, "This is no fucking way." Because I would argue, this is why I want to talk about the Thorn thing. I know why people bring that, because the Thorn is kind of supposed to be something that Andrew had prepared to slit the throat of the king. So it's supposed to be kind of so to speak, strong enough to take down Jihad if it's used by an irregular. We know about the contracts. Well taken. And also, I would argue the red Thressa is probably to some degree the strongest thing, really stronger than the Thorn, because it's the only thing that I've seen made Yuri bleed.
Yeah.
You didn't have that here, and the
Nope.
Thorn's not out.
Yep.
So he just did this with whatever punch, and he did this while defending Masang. I think you forget
Yep.
that part because she's right there, jumping in, completely not knowing what the fuck's going on. She just jumped after that little fucking flower of Zagania. Like you have to take in all those moving parts. I know I didn't go to that level of detail in the video because I didn't feel like listening to a lot of y'all whine about my negativity there. But this is one of those scenes. In retrospect, in hindsight, terrible moment. It doesn't even portray what you want to portray. Actually, it makes Urek, if not look like his skin or defense is weak, he looks incompetent. And I would argue that he showed me enough level. Like I'm not gonna call him the most astute, observant dude in the world, but he showed me a level of intuition, understanding deeper than what he lets on when he put two and two together. That Bam was an irregular on the floor of death, and the way that he kind of goes about his daily life. He's not stupid because
Hmm.
even when that attack hit him, he said, "Wait, that wasn't for defense." He saw the attack. Nothing caught him off guard. You feel what I'm saying? So bad moment. We can move on now. Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm with you. We good. And yeah, I say because my whole thing, like I said, it's just what does that mean for defense? Yeah, I understood what the moment was about, and I actually still not even like I get what you're saying. So when you say, I said, you know what? Actually, when you put it like that, that makes a lot of sense. But even then, I still probably would think it was like the worst moment in the series. But I did
Hmm.
think it was an incredibly dumb moment when you look back at it, because you're just like, oh, what the fuck?
I think
But like, I wasn't trying to
Glam's
think of it
point's
that
well
big deal.
taken too, because this is one of those moments where he has like almost like a scapegoat. Like he cross it direct. I mean, there's some people if you talk to them, they think Bam was mixing or actually pushing Mew Love. because of the way that he kind of portrays it. I'm not even mad at him for thinking that. I have all the ancillary and extra information plus actual reading comprehension to know that's not true, but I could still see why you could make that mistake. Some people
Yeah.
really thought that. Some people are shocked to see that Mulov's even doing what he did today. I'm like, he's a ranker. You forget. So
It also because, like I said,
what's up,
he
Beast
didn't
Artist?
allow rankers to put Bam in a high pressure situation where Bam's life would have been in danger.
He
That's
almost got
why.
him with Charlie. Almost.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted that Charlie moment so bad. I didn't need Charlie. Like, everybody acts like when you say you need Bam to be like, I don't need Bam to die, man. Like, everybody always like you need Bam to die or on the cusp of death. But like, even just the fact that Charlie could have caught him off guard and hit him with a critical blow, that would have completely changed your perception of how far Bam had to go. Cause you're just like, look at this guy. This is a guy who was a newly appointed ranker, and that's why it was such a perfect situation.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was new. He was new, and you would have gave him an opportunity to get this a regular, put him in a move he had never seen before, something he had never prepared for, hit him with a blow, and I didn't need to kill him. But if you would have put I don't even want to say a serious injury, just an injury on Bam, you would have realized how far he had to go in multiple parts of training and in the Shinsu and shit like that. Because he like, yeah, his destructive power is all time. But there's other facets to this tower shit, man. There's shit you got to prepare for that you ain't never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I was looking at it. Cause just like I'm kind of looking at it like a basketball analogy, I guess. That's the closest thing I got. Like, Bam could get you 30. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other parts of the game. There's rebounding, there's defense, there's assists. You want to be an all-time. You want to win the chip, you got to add those parts to your game. Scoring 30 not going to be enough.
Facts.
That's the way I was looking at it, but
Yeah. But I wonder how the blue demon that Bam got in between season 1 and 2 and how it compares to what? Oh, I don't know. We'll just have to see. One of those things we'll have to wait until we get it. 77 floor are gonna go crazy. I do think Wall Hike song will be really good. People thought Bam would love the Mew love. This was really an argument I used to have all the time, for real. Augustus even said he shouldn't have held back if he was trying to stop F.U.G. Yeah, and Mulov gave him a chance. He's like, all right, we're playing literal like baseball. 3 strikes and you're out. Why would you give him a chance like that? Like if he really wanted to just kill him, he could have killed him, but he didn't. So they said, watch Bam kill Trauma. Right? That'd be so wild. I don't know if I could keep reading. That might just be a full stop. Just I might do the thing where like I didn't pretend. I'll pretend I never read this. That is a full stop. But anyways, let's go back. Let's talk about some other moments. I have one if no one has any in mind. For a really bad moment in the series. We'll talk about our
go
favorite.
ahead.
We'll talk about our favorites too. Don't worry.
Oh, I have. You can go up a couple. Though.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, mine is the
after,
Karaka.
like-
Chewbacca switch up. Did you really kill my master? I said, bro, who is talking to me?
Bro, I really could just add to that with my one of my favorite characters. I don't even know if he's in my top 5 anymore because of what happened. But Submerged Fish, my boy
Oof.
Yuha's son, how he went from I thought he's gonna be this meticulous, calculating guy to like he almost died 3 times in one arc, and then recently he tried to redeem him a little bit, and cool, but like the damage had been done.
Mm-hmm. That's just.
Boy could not fight, man. Shouldn't be out there.
Where's that moment, bro? I'm trying to find it. There it is. Oh God! He talks with him. Fucking, he says that you keep making rescuing you. It's such a nuisance. You must be a slayer. Is it true that my master is dead? Yeah, Hodgin Song. I'm one of his students too. You sure? Are you sure he's dead, Squadron Commander? No, but he was practically dead. Like this is one of those weird moments in the last issue that I can't take seriously because he's all over the place. Like I didn't, blah blah yada yada. But y'all just talk for a quick second. Keep going. Bring up a moment or something, or you could keep going with this one. I gotta pee.
All right, well, I guess, and then I'll bring up another moment on top of this. Vecca Hell recently, not good. Vecca Hell was built up. This entire time, we thought her rank means something. We thought her fire burn means something. She got washed.
All
2
she
seconds.
done is get big. That's all she's done.
What happened to the elephant? Where the elephant at? That's what I'm here for. That's when I bought into her
The
hype
fire
somewhat.
elephant, the elephant that boosts all her super powerful, quote unquote, super powerful flames. Where's the orb at? Your
Yeah,
voodoo
that's
orb.
that's what I wanted. Where's the
Her
elephant?
Yamamoto-esque orb in Last Station that was just burning the whole floor.
Yeah, that's facts. That's what I wanted. I was like, oh, look at that. Like, I don't mind her getting injured or critically injured, nothing like that. But that's when the fight's supposed to really start. Look at Becky Hell. She got critically injured. All right, we finna step it up to the next level. You know what happened? She got washed and they just walked away. She got washed so badly she was embarrassed. They had to talk to her. Come on. We saw it. We saw it with our own eyes. We saw you on the Summer Jam screen.
To be quite honest, she should be, other than Trauma Ray, like the second or third strongest person in this fight right now. If the hype held true.
Man, listen. Okay, let's throw out the rank, right? Because sometimes we forget that rank don't matter quite as much as it should because it's just like it's not all about power; it's about reputation. Okay, let's just throw all that out. Just based off of we haven't seen her full capabilities. We haven't seen her step it up to the next level. It would have been a good showcasing to show that. Give her a chance, and we didn't even get that. We didn't
What are
get
you
a chance
talking
to
about?
see her do nothing to the next level.
Venko.
Okay.
How she
I was
got
talking about
hype.
Vekale getting washed in 2.2 seconds without showing any of her true potential. And it was so bad that even the other two people on the sideline, Mila Love and the Spider Dude, looking at her like, come on, man.
I mean, she should have. I don't
like
know,
like
bro.
you got destroyed, packed up by my mom. And Milov's like, I know you're embarrassed, but come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's really bad, bro. Mila Love, come on.
And people are, and
Like,
people in my comments saying I like a Vanka because she's like the Kenpachi of the series. You never liked Bleach or Kenpachi. Very, very unserious statement. What? She's nothing like that. Not even a little bit.
For me, it's every time I just think back. I think back to Last Station. I remember when she busted out her orb for the first time, and then the whole floor just lit on fire, and it took another floor ruler to come out of nowhere to even put her in check, and she was still pressing everybody else on the floor while fighting the floor ruler with the entirety of the army around her. And now it's reduced to what? Just on the ground dead from some spider bitch in her leg.
I actually think her first introduction isn't that impressive because they blocked her attack.
Yeah.
Then Sharon breaks her lightsaber and shit like that. Like she got like a lot of like she still was impressive. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, yo.
I mean, to me, it was like she was just approaching everything very nonchalantly. Like,
Here's
you blocked my
here's what
attack
I don't like.
for you.
This is a personal thing. Personal thing. Personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Subjective
am not by a convincing amount the absolute strongest, or I truly believe that, I hate characters that like hold back and like are like super nonchalant about shit like that. Cause it's like, bro, you're not the most powerful.
Yeah.
So why are you walking around like you couldn't get got by somebody? You feel what I'm saying? If I am Phantom Minim, I could act like that. I'll just stand there. And just stand there.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead, Naya. Go ahead. No, you're finishing your point.
Yeah, like I never like that kind of stuff because like, especially when they make certain statements about how powerful they're, like, but you're not the strongest.
See, I got a small pushback for you for the moment.
Go ahead.
See, now the reason I thought she was kind of holding back is for the reason that kind of happened. They always talk about we can't unleash our full powers on these floors.
That's
we
fair.
Can't unleash our full powers because of the administrator, stuff like that.
And especially
she had
for
reasons.
A character of her caliber at that time.
Right, exactly. At the time she was introduced, I thought she had reasons for not.
We thought she was top 60. That was the thing.
So like her presence is like a huge presence to be unleashing that type of power there. So I was like, oh, okay, so it makes sense she's not going full out. She just wants to do the bare minimum so that the Jahal army will leave.
No, I actually agree with that. Yes, that's a good point.
Because she wasn't really, to me, like that. Every time
she
was
summoned Elliot by going too much, going too high.
Yeah, because exactly. Like for me, it's like what I took it as where she's burning up the whole floor. It seemed casual to me. Like her weakest attack is doing shit like this. Is the way I looked at it during then.
Okay.
Because I
See,
bought the
and-
hype and there was no reason not to.
Yeah, and what I was saying before when you left, when you came back, I didn't have a problem with her getting injured by the big spider mom, especially since she said,
She's a
you
floor
know,
ruler.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. But my thing is, see, that's when the fight's really supposed to start, right then and there. That's when the fight's supposed to start. Oh, if Becky Hill got injured, now she finna turn up, pull the elephant back out. Like, okay, you injured me, cool. But like, you're not leaving here like that.
I think one of the
Also,
things
that-
we're go ahead.
No, I was gonna say another thing is like, especially concerning like the hype we got around Shinsu orbs being a very rare quality, and then she was the second person we've ever seen have it, and the first person was fucking Bam. I was like, oh my god, this person's built different. It's like my orb is basically the sun on this floor.
And the ancient elephant, Rack looking at it like that feels familiar. Like, come on, bro.
So she's patting against.
And then Yes Ratchet came and said, "Your flame ain't shit. It's not even Yeon friendly." Shut up, bro. Like,
No, that was crazy, son. He should have pulled out another attack right then and there, because ain't nobody talking to me like that. I don't care if it's Yasarachi or not. I'm be like, bro, all right, that's a bet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, maybe it's not as hot as theirs, but I got other shit they don't. Watch this. And then I would have did some other shit. But see, none of that happened. Or like, SIU didn't even try to make it like, oh, you know, like, that Spider Mom was like, oh, I just don't have like the facilities or the time to deal with you right now. Like, she attacked her, and then Vecna Hill's about to get serious. That's not what happened. Vecna Hill was out there playing dead.
But
I'm like, oh, that's worse than anything you could have ever did.
I do want to see, but here's the thing I want to get into, because I think this is one of those things where I think maybe me and certain readers have a disconnect. Because sometimes you understand that I don't divorce a character's personality from their like fighting style and things of that nature. The reason I bring it up is because what I think she did more so than anything was fucking stupid. I'm not saying just because someone says, "Yo, this is the water from Kami and fucking Korra and Divine Water." Like, I could be capping. I understand that, but you heard, "Hey, yo, this is a family treasure, a treasure from the family had gifted straight to me." Blah blah blah. Also, didn't have the wherewithal to even know who you were fighting, which means you're ignorant, right? So two strikes already. You attack the shield and you attack the shield. You didn't even attempt to go around a fucking shield. You attacked it and got packed up. You're a fucking dumbass. It's the same thing I say about Jack. Oh, whatever, durability is still alive. Why did you attack the ship in the first? Who the fuck did you think you were?
See, I agree with half your
It has Sudo on the ship and goddamn Sengoku. You're a fucking dumbass. That's my problem. And wait, I'm not done.
Okay,
and with characters who are supposed to be alive for this long and this whatever, even if your personality is ape, I expect experience from you.
especially if you're a floor ruler.
See. I agree with you. I agree with you on that point. The ignorance thing, I'ma let slide because everybody in this fucking series is ignorant. Nobody ever knows what the hell is going on.
But that's stupid for how long they live. That doesn't agree.
No, I agree. I agree with you. But as far as the context of the series, my thing is, if you attack the shield right, she didn't even have a monologue moment where she was like, that seems like a strange weapon. I'm not sure what it does. Maybe I should be careful. Like, she didn't even do that. She was just like, I'm angry. You irritated me. Attack, then get washed. What? I'm like, you should at least have the wherewithal, especially since you're supposed to, quote unquote, go from battlefield to battlefield. You should be used to dealing with threats that you haven't engaged in before, that you never seen before. So you should at least have to like if the Spider Mom hit you with some shit that you didn't see coming after you try to plan or something like that, because you didn't know one of her abilities, or didn't know that shield activated a certain something, like on some Yu-Gi-Oh type shit, like, okay, that's fine. But that's not what happened. She attacked, and the Spider Mom just basically treated her like a child. He just grabbed her and just stabbed her. It was like, man, you
what's up, cousin? You good? Like, you good?
She was like, you stink. And then I'm like, and that was just so like there's no way any of us, well, none of us, like maybe not other people, probably more casual fan or somebody who doesn't care about that type of stuff, they'll probably see one a real rematch, but it's like, I don't want to see a rematch. I don't want to see them fight again. I have no interest in that anymore.
I know. Yeah, again, like, I think some people sometimes mistake, like, I'll say something and they don't get my reasoning behind it. So I wanted to come here to explain that sometimes, like, I actually have a like Vince's point is still well taken. No, every character in this series is at a natural level of ignorance for whatever reason. So this is not out of character for most of the high rankers or whatnot. But I think that's problematic. It's to the
It's so
point.
silly. Yeah, it's
It's
so
to the
silly,
point
bro.
that I'm okay with character with Bam. I actually, as much as it still annoys me, I'm like, if he's doing irregular things that you have not seen, okay, what can I say about that? That's why, like, one of the people that I actually definitely excused for being how shocked he was is if I'm Leo Love on the 20th floor and niggas are using fast skip, I'm confused. Why do you know that? Like, that's understandable
Yeah,
as an E
fact.
rank. How the fuck are you using fast skip? Like, you shouldn't be able to do that. I get it. That's well taken. But like, there's certain things that they see that happen. I'm like, you've never dealt with anything like this, or there's not some type of experience during your climb that you can call upon to help you in your current predicament. Why are you all fucking dumb and just condescending? I'm
For
a
me,
high
it's just
ranker.
it's,
I'm the
it's
strongest
just
ever. No, you're not. You're not even strongest in your family. You have a fucking inferiority. Wow, can we speak? Inferiority complex. Like, you. Why are you all like this? The thing about me is, if I'm in this universe and I'm 20, I'm training, nigga. I'm training until I feel I'm number one, or else I'm not out here like that. I'm moving a specific type of way. Because if I arrive the trauma ray, I'm done. I'm not moving recklessly like that. That's stupid.
Nah, I would even do that.
I think it's worse for certain characters considering the roles they have. Like for Evenko, I think it's compounded even more so because again, you're the floor ruler of the testing floor of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me you don't have some sort of smarts involved with running or
Mm-hmm.
managing that. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
No, Naya, you know what I think a good comparison is for this? It's the way you and I feel about Hawkins and how he got just completely hoed by
Yeah.
Oda. I think Evankel's the same way, but compounded on because Evankel's supposedly a top tier and Hawkins was never that.
That's actually a really well said because of the position and how she's presenting, how important it was, and I think I like this is some of the things in storytelling I try to speak about, but I try not to let affect too much. But your experience, like the real time that we waited from the first name drop to her actual reveal, was something like 8 years. If not,
He was mentioned in like chapter 3.
so you're maybe a decade actually, pretty much like a decade. Like
Yeah.
that stuff matters to me. Where I go like, yeah, I understand. Like, I speak about my Hunter experience, but that nigga scribbling and being on 100 hiatuses because I didn't get into it in 2011 like a lot of people did. Where I'm
Yep.
like, that obviously doesn't change the contents, but how I experienced the narrative is not the same as a lot of you did. A lot of you had some nice, crisp animation, start to finish, no breaks really. I had to watch nigga scribble, so it's different. I don't like when we don't admit that plays into how we perceive the series overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so but nah man, like this I didn't bring this moment up, but I agree with you. Like Evankel's moment against Spider Mommy, terrible. Like
She got
again,
hoed.
like she's stupid. I just don't like that. I can't mess with that. So
We're doing bad moments, right?
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if it's a moment, but I mean, there's so many moments in the Cage arc, like the whole Dang Dang and Louis shit. The Dang Dang backstory is so bad, man. I don't. That shit's so bad.
Yep. That's just awful.
Ooh.
And them trying to make me care about it.
The
God.
Dang Louis, I'm your father tape B.
Like that was
What
not
else?
that moved nobody. Fucking Gadoo. Um,
Last station.
I was about to say the last station. I was gonna say the backstory with So Young and the fucking guy in the wheelchair and him trying like we used to climb the top. Nobody gives a fuck. Why are you telling me this?
Shout out Blackfoot.
Deepest, darkest, blackest
Foot.
foot. Like
The only good thing that came out of that old man's backstory is Elaine coming back and being his ass. Like that's the only good thing.
I feel that. Worst moments of all the panels of Dawn. That's a good question. But speaking of
The one
that,
thing.
I actually so my one friend was talking to me about the Rachel push being the worst moment. I obviously packed him up and told him why he was wrong. He ended up agreeing with me after the fact. He wasn't being emotional in my opinion though, because he actually likes Rachel. But that second push to me is awful because it doesn't have any the same emotional weight and build up that the first one did. I think he just did it to do it to be like, oh, it happened again. Did anyone else feel that?
Yeah, it wasn't nearly as impactful as the first one.
Yeah,
But I will
Yeah.
say that it did have a different
What's up,
vibe
Nate?
to that push
Mhm.
because of Bam's physical performance before that even occurred. Like what you just see him snap
Yeah,
and go off against all these people before getting on the train is like holy shit. Like you could tell he was serious about wanting to see her again,
yeah.
whatever his intentions were at the time.
I don't know.
Like it was different, but I
To
wouldn't
go
say
back
I
to the
wouldn't say it was
cave. I don't know. Even I'm like, bro, what are you saying?
yeah.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
No, nigga, we're just in a cave. This shit's trash. I'm not trying to go back either. What are you saying? But unforgivable. Shoot.
Wait, not one thing I was not thinking about. What are his friends think? His friends are trying to help him, and he's like, yo, and you see them say, "Yo, let's ditch all of my friends and go
Mm.
back to the cave." Like I would not.
That stuff.
I'd be
That stuff
annoyed
doesn't
if
go.
I was his
That
friend.
stuff doesn't. I don't know. This is what it is.
One of them is
Hawkins
you're
went
gonna
out
make
bad. Hawkins was a bozo. He wasn't a bozo, but he went out bad though. He did go out sad. Cause and I'm not going on that tangent. They almost got me. They almost got me. I'm a law fan now, bro. I switched up. Y'all having a conversation there. I hated the Benjamin and Horiang stuff. I'm actually not a fan of that either.
Oh wait, another one I have is Rachel went back to confront Rachel after Kun's death. That shit was so bad.
Okay, save that. We're gonna talk about it. I actually want to know if anybody has a problem with Urex being on the floor of death, because that's actually a common criticism that I've seen for years about the floor of death. The fact that he's even here. I don't any of us have that sentiment that it's problematic that he's there because it undercuts any and all tension. Number 4 in the tower is here. No? Okay. To the Rachel thing then. I'd be curious because I know Haku was one of the people who he's pretty vocal about that. He's not really a big fan of the floor of death, and he's the person that I know has been reacting on YouTube to Tower of God the longest. It's one of those things where I understand it, but I'm okay with it because I think the actual intent that what SLU was trying to do, I think he succeeded in doing it, so it doesn't bother me. But you said which one? The Rachel that's after they hit the floor, so it's probably the next page 14. Yep, around here because you have the bandage on his neck and the horns here. There we go, Black Turtle. But yeah, what's bad about this moment though? Talk to me.
Oh, the Rachel and
Yeah.
thing. Like it's just the whole thing. Like your friend is dead, and like he doesn't even try. There's no blood. Like he doesn't even try to hit her or anything. Like he just.
Well, it's on a
How's your friend?
strong gust of wind in their direction though.
My bad. He gave him a stern warning. That should really.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
This is probably the start of Bam not liking his friend Neem because he does like. If I died as my friend did not.
Hmm. Hold on. It was a Rex job. Oh, he said I personally I don't have a problem with that because Bam's purpose in the floor is not to defeat El Joe. It's a Rex job. Fair enough. He just got that randomly. You think Bam can beat Hell Joe now though? Yeah, he could beat him probably. I think the thing that made Hell Joe extremely dangerous was really his ability to command Shinsu on the floor. But Bam could always use it, and with the strength that he has now, and he would technically now also have the red Thresta versus the red Thresta, he'll be fine. He'll be okay. But I don't know if I'm at the point where I just don't doubt Bam anymore. You know how they say like, why doubt LeBron this many years in and shit like that? Like I'm at the point where like, I seen enough. I believe. I'm not about to fight against fate. I believe. I'm sorry. I expect a 40-point triple double every game, with him shooting over 50% from the field and from three. Shit at this point. So that's what I always expect from him. But I think this moment is bad because like I don't know. I understand how the story is trying to frame it, but it doesn't resonate with me personally because I'm like, you're as far as you understand in this moment, if I am recalling this correctly, your friend's heart just got blown up, so he's fucking dead. This was your reaction. Rachel, if you do that one more time, I'm gonna have to kill you. Like, what? No, it's just like I thought SIU was doing a decent job of to some degree showing that Bam was obviously very conflicted with his relationship with Rachel, but that he was moving on and had his own friends and current companions that he cared about or learned to care about equally, if not more. Especially when you think about the fact that he was Jovial Gray solely to defend his friend from F.U.G. So when this moment happened, I did not expect him to be as soft as he was. And I think it doubly frustrated me because Rachel wins this interaction by holding information about his heritage that he needs or wants over his head and dips. Rack, by the way, you had one fucking job and Yura got away from you. You stink. I hate you. I'm not supposed to hate you, Rack. All you do is upset me, bro. I can't stand him no more. God damn it. Anywho.
Yeah. Imagine at least give put some like scar or like did something to Rachel to make her know that this shit's like
Mm,
you know it's officially over.
yeah.
We're not. You can't do anything, but
Yeah, Rachel won, bro. She did. The only thing that can be a threat to Bam at this point is a family leader, and that the joke is like, are they? Like, I'm not even sure anymore. I'm not even sure at this point. That's the crazy part. But oh, I didn't even realize Vince was gone. But okay. Did anyone have any bad moments they feel they need to highlight, or we can talk about
Nope.
some of their favorite ones?
Nope. I'm good.
Got any favorite moments that stick out to you? If you don't, if
Jihad,
I'm about to say about the first one I was
Florida.
gonna bring up, I'm going right to the chapter too, because
I mean, I have one that's pure meathead, but the moment when Yurik does he punches the air in the four death,
10%
and then
punch.
you see when you see the mountain range and the literal ocean get obliterated.
Because UJ or UG, whatever his name is, he is way above the administrator's corpse, and you
Yep.
could still see the after effect and aftershock of a 10% non-bloodlusted punch. Because remember,
Like
he's not trying to kill slash hurt Hell Joe. He still cares about it, trying to get him out of there. So he's
like
literally
like
yeah. Go ahead.
at the time, I don't think I'd ever seen a feat portrayed of like power and strength
Mm-hmm.
portrayed in that manner and given such gravitas since I had seen like certain shit DC does with Superman.
Okay.
Like it's not something you usually see in manhwa or even manga, to be honest. Like in the way it was done,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree.
just the sheer magnitude of the feat itself was just I was awestruck at the time.
Even if you look at his poke against Karaka, you know how much damage he does, structural damage he does to the ground and environment around him. Go look at it
Mm-hmm.
again. He's fucking strong, dude, and that's him suppressed to like 1%. That's why I brought that moment up being really really hard to swallow as like oh yeah, this is a great moment to show. Nah, it's not really good. Chat saying Kun Rak and Bam getting some of White's power is the worst to me. That's egregious. We could talk about that in a second too. But I'm not hear you. I feel like the next time we meet a Rak, his portrayal will be much higher to kind of fit what we're getting from the family heads now. It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if he had to showcase him in a more crazier light to offset like what he did already, especially from a defensive standpoint. But yeah, I'm gonna start with the Jihad thing because for me, this moment is so good, and it isn't even the last of the compounded great moments because this hidden floor had so much great stuff happening. The data of two irregulars, Quinn and Dwan, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of showcase that I would argue Bam looks a little incompetent in comparison to at least these two.
Yes.
By the time he's on this specific floor, that doesn't mean his growth rate since then hasn't been better than theirs or anything of the sort. But I'm like, Kunathlon has 3 Shinsu qualities. And this nigga can use Shinwan Ryu. And you're all over here like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stupid, right? So it's like he looks incompetent in comparison to them, learn about tension. And to me, this is where Bam starts to take leaps and strides, and his growth rate is massive from this point on, right? We also had like the fact like, okay, we were building up this fight. This fight didn't go well. Bam, blah, blah, on a regular. Okay, we sort of won. Boom, Dada Jihad comes. I mean, Jihad comes with its power in the fatal floor. That's crazy. But even after that, the 3 orders, killed everyone on the Hell Train. I can't remember what the other one was, and it could be a regular or someone on the Hell Train, and then the last one was to just like create war with the Lopobia family. Like this,
No, it was
Kill
Destroy
Fug.
Food was the
Fug.
second one.
Yeah, Destroy Fug.
okay, was it one of them? But destroy everyone in the Hell? Because wait, you're right. So it's destroy.
It was kill everybody on the Hell
F.U.G.
Plane.
Destroy. Yes, okay, and then
Yeah.
yeah. Because
I mean, for me, when Jihad actually pulled up, like at the time, because I wasn't really paying attention to what was being said, I thought he had literally physically entered into that area.
we did too
what I
until we
thought.
went to blog post. The blog post is what set us straight, so we were snapping for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, we did too. The blog post made that clear. It's a portion of its power that leaked through because it's supposed to be inactive and all kind of stuff like that. So yeah.
But yeah, I thought like that moment had actually woke him up and he had become active because of it.
Yeah, which would have been crazy in hindsight. That's just, so it's still such a good moment to the point where it's like it's one of the few chapters in Tower of God that I know exactly where to go to. Like, like season 2, 305, like 385. Like I know exactly where this chapter is. I've never lost the page.
Like I could use a comparison. It's like if you're reading One Piece and you hear about the Yonko beforehand, and you just see Kaido show up on like Water 7, like in the pre-skip.
Then he's like, "Didn't I kill you already?" He's like, "Wait, what?" So
nah, he was moving mad lad. That nigga, oh my goodness. And he still that's still one of the characters that have a very good, or at least if we go by his last appearance. His level of writing for that specific character is still really high class.
I don't think
Like I
he's
said, I
missed
was
with
with him at
Jihad.
the
You could just poke fun at the fact that he's heartbroken. That's the only joke you can really make about it. Other than that, he's a good character. Portrayed really well.
yeah.
Jihad, the best irregular. Don't get it twisted.
Undertaker.
I mean, you know me. You know how much I glam about that moment where he really appeared on screen and it said, "Let me tell you why I'm the king."
I'm about to find it for you. I knew you were gonna bring it up. It
Nah,
really is
people
hype
don't
though.
understand, bro. How good of a moment that is, cause like cause it was like a 10 minute to his path. We see present one, and like this is the past one, and him moving. It didn't look like his outfit was better. And it's just whole aesthetic that looked like he drew around Jihad with the red. It's such a good panel. He just let me
And
tell you.
also the way he just completely disregards how the way Data Jihad has changed is just like, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, he really told dude. He was like, "Listen, bro, you don't understand what happened out there."
He's like, do you know? He's like, do you know who I am? He really cut his own promo, like a crazy promo.
It's like that fucking MJ ad where he's playing hoop with himself.
Yeah. Nah. Anytime Jihad's on screen, there's just like this level of hype that you get. This isn't the thing, but this is the panel. I remember.
Yeah, bro. It's so
I'd also
great.
say something similar but not as magnified was one Yurik coming on the floor of death, but then Gustang being there too. It was just like,
No, the Gustang moment is really good, where he shows up and you get to see him. Cause he did a really good job of making of all the I forgot their name. The 13 Great Families, when they appear on screen, he makes them feel like a level above
that
everything
was the
else.
first time we'd ever seen a family leader on screen.
Yeah. He did a really good job of making them feel. They just feel like a higher being.
He's actually speaking to Madarako in the name hunt or on the workshops.
Well,
he actually sitting there, but this is like his proper.
We didn't know who that was.
Yeah. We just saw some guy.
And then we see him again, and we're like, "Oh, it's that guy!" What? Like,
Undertaker Jihad, he put the fear of God to Kallavan. He really did. Kallavan, like, nah, bro, I'm useless now. I'm sorry. I said, bro, I hate this guy. He's so unserious. He's not moving me. I'm always unmoved by him, except for his arrows. They look cool, but another moment that I really like. I mean, I'll obviously go into a bunch of Mew love stuff. I won't do that today. I won't be annoying today, obnoxious, but yeah, a lot of Mew love moments. Obviously, I mean, I like Karaka when he's Karaka. He's got some of the greatest moments. Saying he's gonna kill Yuri, gonna get revenge for Pedro. Rachel getting washed by a toy bee is wrong. That was so funny, bro.
Because it came from a character too we didn't expect. We didn't expect that guy to be doing stuff.
Yeah, And he just did it too. Like, yo, nah, fuck you. Just put that fucking bee in her neck, and she was done for. Oh yeah, that's a great one, Katana. I don't know how I forgot that because that was actually the moment I thought of before the push for Rachel. But it's the dollar show flex that Aguero does on Rachel. Like he's like, you're dumb, you
Oh,
stupid,
God.
you ugly.
Goated.
He rigged the game. She couldn't even win the coin flip. None of that. He really he embarrassed the fuck out of her there. I'm gonna find that.
As a Kun fan, that moment was pure satisfaction when it
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah.
Unadulterated bliss when that shit happened.
See, it's sometimes with these moments, I don't never know how to classify because it's something I can't describe. But everybody knows when a good moment is on the screen, the atmosphere of the moment just feels different. Just everything about it.
One I think is underrated is when Rack and Paracule jump into the fight with the wolf pig fish things and their giant worm in season 1.
Oh, okay.
I like that moment a lot because it was just showing like, okay, we're starting, we're going, and it was just pure hype when that shit happened.
No, I agree. That's a good moment. Let me see what you guys saying. I didn't like Rachel in the hidden floor arc as Icarus. I mean, I can understand why. It's whatever.
We already went over the
I
Yuha one
yeah,
too.
I just pray that Bam doesn't beat every family head himself, but at a point he might do it. Yeah, he might have to at least do the finishing blow if you're trying to kill them. Because I don't think every family head is gonna end up becoming an antagonist.
Yep.
Like
Edelwan and Urine already feel like two that are probably not.
Yeah, Ha and Kun are not
yeah
being antagonists.
Yeah, they're gonna side. If they don't side with Bam, they'll at least probably take a more neutral position. Maybe
I think there's a good chance that Gustang will be
side
aligned
with
as
Bam.
well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think part of it will be tied into like him not being like V, who he thinks is the worst person ever, and he'll take a liking to who Bam becomes.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen with Traumore, but I feel like it could go either way. To be honest,
I could see him being the first one to go.
Yeah.
He gets fucked up.
Like if any family head gets taken out, captured, sealed, killed, whatever the case is, I could see him being the fall one, the Thor, the
See,
fall guy.
It's crazy because I always thought it was gonna be a blood matter.
So did I, because he's not immortal, but I don't think it's gonna be him. I think he's gonna get his immortality before he ends up going down the road. I think he's gonna get his contract fulfilled. So we'll see though.
He low key cold.
You think Ari Han will stay neutral too? That's gonna be interesting just to see what he does when Urine moves.
Yeah, I think for sure he is an antagonist. I don't think there's any other way you
think.
do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait. We gotta make sure we talking about the right one. Are we talking about the nigga with the
not
sword?
IDA? Not IDA?
Not Ari.
Okay.
Ari Han.
Okay.
Ari, I think for sure is an antagonist.
Okay. I'm just making sure we talk about the yeah. But I think so. I agree. I probably agree too. See, my boy with the needle, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not for sure yet. We don't know.
But
sword guy, yeah, he's a problem.
I don't even know if I believe that, but they'll be in a more antagonistic role. I don't know if he'll be like but still
a villain.
Yeah.
I think for sure we'll fight him at some point.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the point where I thought, because at first when we first started reading this series, I had thoughts of, obviously the Bam's crewmates matching up against them. Now I'm starting to get to a point where I wonder if it's just gonna be like other irregulars fighting other irregulars.
There's that.
I wouldn't be shocked.
There's that, but I also was wondering, like, will he really try to line up all the Slayers? And the Slayers cannot be strong enough. So what I was thinking is probably for a lot of them, they might have like somebody in conjunction. So I don't remember if we know who's actually slated to take out Kallavan, but whoever Slayer that is, I actually would argue. What?
I don't think it's stated.
Oh, okay. I would argue that Aguero will be there too. You know what I'm saying?
It could be like that. They partner up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Yama has to take out whatever. Maybe Elaine. I'm just throwing it out there. Wants to become the new family head for whatever reason. So maybe Elaine is with Yama. Like that's kind of.
If Elaine doesn't do anything with Traumore, L. Just huge L.
Yeah. With Ratio hates Jahat, which you're already on Team Bam. There's that. See, while I know how the story is, I don't want to go too far and just say just because they're anti-jihad, they're immediately team
Yeah,
Bam. Because
I was just gonna
for
say
all
that.
I
I
know,
agree with that.
Eurasia has a bad relationship with V and or Arlene. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go
Yeah.
that far, but I hear what you're saying. At least they're not allied with the king.
Well,
Your
also you
point's well
gotta
taken.
like we don't know all their what all of them want. Like teaming up with Bam might not be the best because you gotta realize too if Jihad's gone right, Jihad's the reason why they're in the position that they're in
Mm-hmm.
Another
to a
thing
degree.
you got to think about is some of these family heads might not want to ally with Bam anyway because he's going to have Loose Lick on his squad, and for sure, Loose Lick is going to be a problem for some of these family heads in combat.
Well, I'm just thinking more. I agree with you, but I just simply stand from the standpoint that like, what if they don't want the tower to change? It's not
Yeah.
about being on Jihad's side.
Like,
It's just
I think
about
one
you
thing
don't
people
want
got to
things to
realize is
change.
that some of them for sure are going to be neutral and only care about what they specifically want. I think at this point.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Or you're gonna have to do something that you're gonna have to convince them how that benefits them. Because, like you said, just because they're anti-jihad does not mean they want to uplift the power structure. If they did, they would have already did it right now. The only person who's committed to doing that seems to be Gus Stang. Everybody
Like
else, they're
Gusting,
not doing nothing.
and I mean, this is a theory, but I'm pretty sure most of that is just Gusting wants to save his daughter. Like, if his daughter was good, I don't know how much would be,
Mhm.
would be, but
See, I always thought the one that they're trying to save that's who's gonna fight Adori, probably.
Oh, Eurasia and
Yeah, since they're the same rank.
my bad premonition with the Dory is. So I think she.
Bam Poon.
I think
Bam
that's Bam.
Sama.
I think that's Bam's love interest. So
I agree with you, but we'll see.
yeah.
I just want her design to be fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's like a 20% reason I'm still reading this series. I just want to know what she looked like.
I feel that. Isn't Eurasia a lolly?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
I wonder
yeah.
what is if when Arlene and V fought, Jihad did the other family heads to take. Wait, what? I wonder. Oh, Jihad might have just lied or omitted information, but it sounds to me like naturally V, from what I remember correctly, V and Arlon, bro, who is that?
Arlong Park.
I meant V and Jihad were probably the two that looks to me were like meant to be the leader of the tower. Like they were the two. Maybe they had different leadership styles, but it seems to me like they were the only two that could have ever become like the king of the tower, as other people said it. Because Jihad changed after a certain moment in time for whatever reason. So I could already see them sort of having like almost like a Shaq and Kobe thing. There's a Kobe faction and a Shaq faction back when they were both on the Lakers under Del Harris and Phil Jackson. Like, could see it like that. So I think people just almost naturally aligned with who they were just closer to. But I don't know if they all got involved to that degree. It could have just been, Jihad's like, hey, yo, fuck this little burger kid, murder. And then Arlie went crazy,
Also,
and then V killed himself. So I don't know.
Yeah, we
I
don't
mean,
and we don't
also,
know if just like we don't know necessarily if like V lost because he was weaker or it's just because like Jihad offered the other family heads a deal they couldn't refuse. Like we don't know any of the details. So like
I mean, also isn't just because I mean, part of it might just be because V wanted to climb, and most of the family heads didn't want to climb like Jihad, and then
yeah,
we could just
I always
say
thought it was kind of that.
That makes sense.
like we can rule the land here. Don't have to climb. I'll take that.
I don't know.
Yeah, Jihad might
Their
have got to
lives
a
seem
point.
fucking boring. I couldn't live like that.
But they've been around for a while. I mean, that's why they be doing all that crazy shit. You see what they be doing?
Yeah, they're bored.
Edawan be making just
I'm in.
different combination of mixed babies.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm just hanging whatever you can find. That's female.
Yeah, Eurasia just
um.
blowing stuff up with her finger, like
Yeah,
all
they're
sorts of shit.
funny. Vince has a point. Thinking about it, it makes sense that none of these 11 niggas sided with Arlene or V. Yeah. Yeah, because like immortality and ruling is probably very enticing. Maybe they're tired. Maybe remember how they always try to kind of say like the administrator of the 135th floor is hostile. Like I don't know if he's actually dangerous or something. Like there could be a myriad of reasons. We don't have all the variables and all the information we need.
Right.
Yeah,
It could have been a situation where they couldn't figure out like they just kept like how like the Giants in a One Piece they kept doing a stalemate. It could have been a situation like that. They just kept hitting a stalemate with the administrator. They're like, bro, We can't kill him, but he can't kill us. We tired of this. Let's just be done with this.
There you go.
I I honestly think like as Naya brought up the whole tire thing because this is one of the One Piece that I like though is like always go back to it when Data Chod tells real Chod, Bam is your next adventure, and he says something like the real Chad's like, if embarking on an eternal adventure, if that's my fate, I have to accept it. The way he said it, I don't think he really kind of gets entire like an eternal adventure doesn't really seem like something that you really want.
Yeah,
Not anymore, at least.
maybe he realized the tower has no end. Maybe he looked at it and he's like, man, we keep climbing, but we not really getting nowhere.
It's the end. It's the fucking floor in 64 where if you don't have enough stars, it just keeps going. In Mario
Yeah.
64, you can't get to that level. You gotta have enough stars. He's like, bro, it doesn't end. I'm gonna just be king, bro.
Yeah, it legit could be a situation like that. He could look at he'd be like, bro, where does it stop? Where does it end? We've already been climbing for like 100 years.
They said you saying Omar, you saying they procrastinated? Maybe other family heads said they were like, we'll do the 135th floor tomorrow. Here
I
we
don't
go.
want to turn in my homework, Jihad. Come on, bro.
Like, yeah,
Fine.
I'll get the garbage in the morning, and the garbage kept piling. It's like, you know, if more stories did little things like this, and you just presented it well, I'll actually take those kind of things in stride really well, like those kind of jokey motivations, like,
Yeah.
like, cause like, for me, like, listen, obviously, you want to maybe destroy the world or something like this is a little much, but like, I could take this in stride. Like, I get it, I feel it. Like, that actually be laugh. I actually be like, oh shit, they're just like, honestly, fuck it. I mean,
It's like Frieza wanting to wish on the Dragon Balls to be a couple centimeters taller.
that wasn't funny. That was not funny at all. Not at all. I did not chuckle. I didn't smirk. I just wanted to leave the theater, but I paid my money already, so I was gonna watch that. That that was
No,
not the example I was looking for.
we all know that wasn't his original goal. Cause we seen him in anime wish for eternal life.
Yeah,
So
it just not
He had
moving.
the character growth. You realize that's just
It's
boring.
not
What do you
moving
mean?
me. He could be taller in other forms. It just like just shut it, bro. I just was trying to hear that, but I hear what you're saying though. It's like I'm trying to think of an example in my head where like it's even something you think of like a beef someone has with a character and it's over something kind of petty. I'm like, I like that. As long as you presented it well, I'll take it in stride. So do y'all really believe that V committed suicide? I mean, why didn't SIU kill him off with Jihad? I think it's probably I think we're the information that we have is either faulty or they just omitted so much that maybe
I mean, oh, go ahead.
no, I could understand if your wife went crazy and you lost your child, you died, you had nothing left. Maybe I'm not I'm not against the idea that V killed himself, but but what if V killed himself for the reason? What if it wasn't just he was sad or whatever? It's like you needed to use his soul to bring back Bam's soul or some shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
could have
yeah.
I
See,
there
mean,
could
that's
have
like,
been a much more elaborate reason for why
yeah.
V
See,
killed
yeah,
himself.
because
that's kind of what I was thinking.
When Garam is giving Bam like that information, like he can know the events that took place, but she's not going to necessarily know the psychology behind the people taking part in those events
Mm-hmm.
and what they're thinking at the time or the reasoning behind it. All she
And
knows is that the motherfucker's dead.
also, you gotta think about this. They just wish for immortality, right? So he could be looking at it, and he could just be like, bro, like y'all don't realize how terrible that shit gonna be. But good luck to y'all. Fuck it, I'm out. Like some shit like that.
Because
Like
I've
he could,
always said I don't want true immortality. I don't want immortality without a way out.
yeah, because he could have been cause yeah, like he really could have just. I don't think it was just like, oh, I lost, so I'm gonna just get rid of myself. Like I don't think it was like
Like
that. It
if
was
this
like,
planet, Red Giant comes, whatever, and I'm the last person left. I'm not trying to stay here, bro. Like I'm not trying to be here for thousands of years doing nothing. I'm not trying to float through the air, through space like I'm cars. I need a way out. That's why immortality to me is not always a great thing. I probably would take like a healing factor with like eternal youth more than I would take something like that.
see, yeah, I've always been an eternal you, or I only want to die of natural ways.
Yeah,
Like I would have to phrase it in a way that like I don't want to for anything to kill me. But if I
that's the
age
thing.
and naturally die, that's fine.
Exactly. Like, like I like the idea that you can't take my life. You know, You can't kill me.
Yeah.
You can't stake me. You can't throw me in the sun to burn, whatever. Right? You can't kill me like that. But maybe like after 600,000 years, I will die of old age at some
You
point.
could be like, hey, I can't be killed, but I only live for 1,000 years or some shit like that.
There you go, something like that. I think I would like to live longer than 1,000 years though. I don't know though. Life hard, bro. Like 20,
Yeah, I know.
28 years and I'm ready to sleep for life. So, so I don't know. We'll see. So they said we got
I mean, it could be a situation where, yeah, like you
the
said,
end
if I
of
got
my
a way
country's
out,
not bad. I could fuck for my lifespan. I gotta
or
breed for
you
my
could,
lifespan, bro.
or you could do some shit like the Lord of the Rings. You be like, you know what? I'm this old. I'm giving you the keys to the castle. I see you.
I'll sail into the west.
Yeah, I'm going to the boat. The Grim Reaper right there. I said, all right, bro, I'm ready now.
I put this ring on my finger, and now I'm allowed to leave. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm perfectly cool with that. I'm like, hey, bro, listen, I've been around for a while. It's tough.
Listen,
I'm out.
if I'm alive, if I'm alive that long, my wisdom is immaculate. You're not catching me slipping with none of that shit, bro. I'm on my Vandal Savage gimmick. Like I'm knowing shit.
No, Vandal Savage, legit.
That
That man said,
motherfucker
let's restart. Let's start over.
he is different. I'm
Um, every single time I think about that, he's just like, let's start over, bro. We need a restart.
It's like Humanity United, bro.
that
You know,
man.
I would always want to see a villain kind of like that, just to see. I like not like we already got Vandal Savage, but I would like to see a villain that's just like I want to restart just to see. Like he don't even got a reason behind it. He just like
That man, it's like he's the epitome of if at first you don't succeed, try again, and he don't give a shit.
Yeah.
yeah. See, I don't even want that. I just want somebody to do it just because I'm almost like a nihilistic person, but like just
Maybe you need to play some of the Xenosaga, Xenogears, or Xenoblade.
Just be like, man, I feel like dying today. Let's do it all over again.
Because when I explain to some of my friends like what that game is really about, they're like, "Bro, what? I thought there was like a giant and another giant," and I'm like, "That's just like busy work."
that's crazy.
for
Cause
the
like
for the
I play
conduit, the low hard, like that's the Trinity processor, like that's all of that is just busy work.
I'll cry. I played some stuff about early age that like made me see different stuff. Like playing Soul Calibur 3 and like Zasamel's goal is to his goals. I'm like, so everything you're doing is because you're looking for an escape, a way out. You're trying to create a scenario which you could die.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But I found how unique that was. I'm just like, oh, this actually don't happen as often as I thought it would. I think you see more stuff like that. He just like I created a whole villain who created the perfect scenarios for him to get a way out of life. Like that's crazy. Like what does that do to the hero? It's like you destroyed my life for this. Like yes, I destroyed your life so you can give me the way out.
I feel that. I want to be a Saiyan. I'll get old at 80, but till then I'm forever 25. Yeah, their aging process be funny. They stay in their prime for like how many years, right?
Yeah, way longer.
What's our
way
athletic
longer.
prime? Around 26 to like 30, right? Or 28.
They're both like 45 or some shit now.
Yeah.
Isn't Vegeta pushing 50 as well? I thought he was 50.
Yeah, he's older. He's older than Goku by quite a few years.
But I also thought he has extra years because of the time he spent in the time chamber.
Nah,
because Goku was dead for so long, his body's not actually as old as time. Go ahead though.
Yeah, but since the Broly, it's like I think they're only about 2 or 3 years apart from each other. That's it.
Okay. Oh, he used to be way bigger than that. I thought Vegeta was like 7 when Goku.
Because when they showed it, like Goku's like in his pod on like fucking what is it, Vegeta, and he's fine, and then Vegeta's actually like out with Raditz already, and they're both around the same age. So that's the difference between it.
They kind of retconned some stuff because like even in Super now they keep driving back into Super and Bardock shit. I'm like, oh, brother. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of great moments. I mean, I'll talk about this one because it's on screen. I forgot to talk about it. I actually really like the combination attack that Liborik did with his water vapor and the electric Shinsu. I thought that was really good.
All right, I'm tripping. All right, I gotta go because I gotta go to school in like an hour.
All right, man.
I need to go take a shower. I keep avoiding. I don't want to go to school. Oh, but I got you. All right, I'll catch you.
It's all good. I need to wrap up soon, but Yeah, this is a good moment. I need more shit like this. I want to see more combination of Shinsu qualities, attack, shape, stuff like that. This was dope. So let's just say, yeah, that's. But the Redon popping lightning pills, I really like that scene with Ran. Ran has a lot of my favorite moments, to be honest. A lot of really moments I like a lot.
One specific moment in that Random fight I like is when they split the ring that they're on in like 4 different directions with that punch.
Yeah, that was good. I also really like when Hua Ryun is like the only real instance that I see somebody truly trying to hold Bam accountable is when Hua Ryun's on the train. She's like, "You're acting like Rachel, bro. Like, you're
All she
sacrificing
does is
whatever and anything to get on this hell train. Remember Yura, the little football game they were playing or whatever? She's like, bro.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? Just really happy to see somebody somewhat hold him accountable. And it's a moment I just haven't really seen done in any major
all
show.
she does is just spit. Like she does nothing else but spit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, more of that.
Speaking of Kallavan, I think my favorite moment from him is when he shows up to the last station. He immediately finds out Bam. Like I feel like every other time, like before, like this is the irregular. And he just goes up to him and he beats him.
Like the
he does
fact that he
nonsense.
could just identify he's different from everyone else. Not that he's stronger or whatever the case is, but this is the irregular. I can sense it because you would think that, like, it does bother me that a lot of these really strong characters are incapable of doing things like seeing like the discrepancy and strength between them and someone weaker than them and stuff like that. Like, I think like it happens enough that I know that it's a thing that some characters can do, but it usually tends to be characters who have already been in the presence of an irregular. So Macheni's saying the feeling I get from that boy is similar to my father's. White making comments about him and his father. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
still think that you should be able, like, if I am Commander Abe YZ from fucking the thing core and I'm like a high ranker, I'm this and that, I should be able to be like, yo, Shinichiro and that nigga different. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why, but it's different. Watch out for him. I don't care if you think you're stronger than him, just watch out. Like I think more characters should have that level of I don't want to say clairvoyancy, but just be able to just kind of sense that, I suppose. So I said Goku might not be much older than his son at this point. I feel that. Any final words to the chatters, to the people?
Bam go.
CBL? Glam?
Huh? I'm good.